Hi, my name is Brooklyn D, and for my ELP project, I wanted to create my own true crime video. The case that I decided to pick is the case of Sharon Kinne. Sharon Kinne was born on November 30th, 1939 in Independence, Missouri. She was raised by her alcoholic mother and met James Kinne when she was 16 and he was 22 while they were at a church event. Had to return to college. Through a letter, Sharon lied to James that she was pregnant so that he would return and marry her. In 1956, she faked a miscarriage. However, in 1957, she had a daughter named Dana, and it later had a son named Troy in 1960. Sharon supposedly started having an affair with her old high school boyfriend and wanted to divorce James. She was unhappy with their middle-class lifestyle and expected to live more glamorously after they had gotten married, but that didn't happen. Specifically, she wanted a new car and a vacation. She asked James for a divorce, $1,000, and custody of only their daughter. James wanted to give their marriage another try. Due to his religion, he didn't really want to have a divorce and consulted with his family multiple times on what he should do. On March 19, 1960, James finally gave in and agreed to file for divorce later that week. Because he believed that he had enough dirt on Sharon where he wouldn't have to give her everything that she had asked for. On March 19, 1960, James went to take a nap. Sharon heard a gunshot go off in their bedroom and decided to go see what had happened. She discovered her husband shot in the head and their daughter, that was 2 years old at the time, standing holding his .22 caliber gun. Sharon told the police that James had been cleaning his guns before he decided to go to sleep, and that she had heard her daughter Dana asking how the gun worked. James's family confirmed that he was a lover of guns and often left them laying around where his children would be able to reach them. In an investigation, they found that Dana was capable of holding a gun and that she played around with the safety. Neither Sharon nor Dana were ever tested for gunshot residue, and the gun could not be checked for fingerprints as it was heavily oiled. The case was ruled an accident and Sharon was awarded $25,000 in life insurance. In April of 1960, about a month after James had been murdered, Sharon decided to use the insurance money to buy a new car, a Thunderbird, which was her dream car. Keep in mind, one of the things that she wanted was a new car. She started having an affair with the car salesman, Walter Jones, who was married to a woman named Patricia. Sharon even asked Walter to join her on a trip, which was one of the things that she wanted, but Walter refused. When Sharon returned, she told Jones that she was pregnant and expected him to leave his wife. Jones refused to leave his wife and told Sharon to never contact him ever again. Soon after Sharon told Walter that she was pregnant, Walter's wife Patricia goes missing. Walter filed a missing persons report but believes that Sharon had something to do with Patricia's disappearance. Jones later even admits to going to Sharon's home and assaulting and threatening her to get her to confess. However, Sharon continues to say that she had nothing to do with it and even offers help in the search for Patricia. Jones tries to speak to some of the people that Patricia worked with and would carpool to work with every single day. They say that Patricia received a mysterious phone call on the day of her disappearance from a female caller that wanted to meet up with her after she got off work. The carpool driver dropped Patricia off at a meetup location and confirmed that she got into a Thunderbird with a female driver. Sharon admits that she had called and met up with Patricia on the day that she disappeared, but says that she had dropped her off near the Joneses' household and had nothing to do with her disappearing. Sharon enlisted her old high school boyfriend, John Boldis, to help look for Patricia. They decided to go to the town's makeout spot to look for her, and Sharon saw something in the headlights. She made John go out and look, and they discovered Patricia's body that had been shot 4 times and left on the side of the road. John wanted to immediately go to the police, but Sharon convinced him to drop her back off at her house first and promise not to tell the police that she was there. John does drop her off at her home, but breaks his promise and tells the police that she was there. They questioned Kinne, Boldis, and Jones, and decided to arrest Kinne for the murder of Patricia and for the murder of her husband, but her trial would have to wait until after she had her baby. The trial for Patricia's murder began in 1961 and received tons of media coverage. Multiple witnesses claimed to have seen Patricia get into Sharon's car, and that was the last time that she was seen alive. A coworker testified that they had sold the gun to Sharon, and they found that there was a gun box in Sharon's home, but no gun. They traced some bullets from the original owner and found that the bullets that had went to the gun that Sharon supposedly owned were not the same bullets that had killed Patricia. Sharon was acquitted based on lack of concrete evidence, and one juror even asked for an autograph after the verdict was read, resulting in the iconic photo from this case. The first trial for the murder of James Kinne began in January of 1962. She was given life in prison, but in March 1963, her conviction was overturned on procedural irregularities. Sharon won the appeal for a new trial and was released on bail in July. In March of 1964, Sharon went on trial again. This time the trial ended quickly in mistrial after it was discovered that one of the jurors was a former law partner for the prosecutor. The third trial began in 1964. John Boldus testified that Sharon had offered him $1,000 to kill James, but his story lacked actual details, and he admitted that Sharon could have been joking when she had said this. Margaret Hopkins, who had began a relationship with Sharon while in jail, told the jury that Sharon had confessed to murdering both Patricia and James to her. Sharon finally took the stand for the first time and said they were both lying. Sharon again blamed her husband's death on their 2-year-old daughter and said that after she had discovered them, she took her daughter out to the couch and had called James's father. This story kind of confused a lot of the jury because she had called James's father before calling the police. The jury was hung 7-5, so they called for another trial in October of 1964. While Sharon was free awaiting her 4th trial, she began to have a relationship with a member of the mafia, Samuel Pugliese. They ran away to Mexico, and Sharon pretended to be his wife, even using a fake name. Kinne went down to a bar by herself one night and met an American tourist named Francisco Paredes Ordonez. They went back to a hotel room, and Kinne claims that he tried to rape her, so she shot and killed him. A hotel employee heard the shots and stopped Sharon from fleeing, took the gun away from her, locked her in a room, and waited for the police to arrive. Sharon had to wait for her trial in Mexico jail, and American authorities came to investigate. They discovered that the same weapon that had killed Francisco was the same gun that had killed Patricia, but they could not charge her again due to double jeopardy. In 1965, she was sentenced to 10 years in prison but tried to appeal. During the appeal case, she was awarded another 3 years added onto her sentence. While Sharon was in Mexican prison, Sharon's fellow inmates were afraid of her, earning her the nickname La Pistolera, which means the gunfighter. On December 7th, 1969, there was a powder outage in the prison. The guards noticed that Sharon went missing from her cell around 9 p.m., but didn't alert senior authorities until 2 a.m. Police searched the prison and found footprints in a fire escape ladder near an 8-foot tall wall. The FBI and Mexican authorities had a brief manhunt for her, but decided it was unlikely for her to return to the United States and that she had probably fled to the Guatemalan border. Some theories on Sharon's escape are: 1, that Sharon had made friends with someone in the prison, even possibly a guard, to help her escape, and this explains the convenient power shortage and the fire escape ladder. The second theory is that the family of Francisco helped her escape but then killed her out of revenge. The third theory is that Sharon had received a phone call from her mother earlier in the day and her mom had helped her escape somehow. The fourth theory is that her boyfriend helped her escape to the Guatemalan border, and the last theory is that the guards had killed her because she was difficult to control and everyone was afraid of her. Sharon Kinne has one of the longest outstanding murder warrants in the Kansas City area and one of the longest in the United States history. We'll never know what truly happened to Sharon Kinne, and Patricia and James Kinne will never get true justice. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like more information on the case of Sharon Kinne, check out the links that are down below.